Good afternoon. I created my project for visual math as well as to showcase what teachers of today and tomorrow can do using Web 2.0 tools and using the internet as a source of learning and teaching. The skills that I utilize from this program include multiple intelligence, which we learned in month 1. I used the ADDIE design process in creating the project itself, which we learned in month 2. Training and motivation development, which was month 4, that had quite an impact on the way things are presented. I created music for this particular video, and there's music on the site, which was something that was discussed in month 6, film in month 7. Gaming, and trying to keep it fun and light and interesting, was learned in month 8. We learned about Creative Commons licensing, and there's some links to that on the site as well from month 9. Learning management systems and organizations was what we discussed in month 10, and I created an Ubuntu lesson from that, which is part of the project as well. In the last 2 months, we were focusing in on actually developing this project. The contribution that I think it will have is that I think that it will give teachers more options in learning about visual math and the Singapore method for teaching mathematics. There's not a lot of information out there. It's for homeschooling right now in this country, largely, and teachers in the classroom may not be as aware of it and may not know how to use it properly. So I'm hoping to be a real contribution that way, and by being on the web, we know we can reach a much broader audience. In implementing the ADDIE design model, I had to consider my audience, which kept bouncing back and forth between children and educators. And I finally realized that educators was the way to go, to teach the educators about visual math and allow them to learn a bit about it and to learn all about it eventually through this web. I had to decide, what scope of material I was going to put onto the web, how it was going to be delivered. I had to consider that, obviously these educators, the constraint is that they have to be able to read, and they have to be able to see it, and they have to have internet access. So those are some of the constraints for learning. And I also looked over the rubric to see what other items were required and needed to be part of the project. In the design phase, I had to write the verbiage, I had to design on the layout. And in development, I developed the web pages and the video content, and then I edited it over and over again, little by little. I started creating the content for this website several months ago. The implement phase would be trying it out, saving it up to the web, and finding out if it works, sending it to people to try, to take a look at it, to see if it's effective, to see if it works, to see if it can be used, to see what the problems are. The evaluation phase it also incorporates those items. I had to review the rubric, make sure I included everything. I had to update the content. And the evaluation, this whole process, not just the evaluation, is going to continue as I receive feedback on the site. In the future, this is a useful resume item for me, and it really prepares me as well, because it also reminds me of all the skills that I learned this year, and there's quite a bit on this website. Thank you. We'll see you in part 2.